All right, here we go. Going to give you a full demonstration of this fantastic app that we use called Pro Diets for your nutrition program. So you want to go ahead and go into your iTunes store or your Play Store and search for Pro Diets and go ahead and download it. The icon's going to look just like this. Blue icon with the white stripe through it. We're going to go ahead and open it up. When we open the app for the first time, you're going to see this screen and it's going to prompt you for your username and password. I already sent you your username and password, so just go ahead and enter that in. It's going to be a combination of letters and numbers for your password, but don't worry, you don't have to remember this. Once you enter it in once, it will save in there and you won't have to log in again. As soon as you open the app, it will just open right up. If you have an Android, you're going to see this screen. It's going to ask for optional settings just to verify we want to keep it in US measurements, so just say done. If you have an iPhone, it's going to ask you if you want to make any changes to the settings. Just go ahead and say no. And it's going to bring you to this page, which is your dashboard. Down on the bottom, you can see it says today. That's where you're going to make your selection to switch between different pages, but we'll go over this one first. You see at the top, you have your recommended calories for the day, how many calories you have remaining for the day, and that will change as you log foods, which I'll show you how to do here in a bit. Then in the center, you're going to see your percentages of fat, protein, and carbs. That's the percentage of calories that are coming from fat, protein, and carbs. And as you get closer to your goal weight, we might want to consider adjusting your macronutrient levels. But for right now, I just want you to focus on coming in under your recommended calorie number. And then down at the bottom, you see your goal weight and your current weight, really self-explanatory, just an overview. Up in the upper left-hand corner, you see where I have that number 2 where it says mail. Go ahead and click on that. This is going to be a cool feature we have in here, which is a messaging app. You can send messages right to me in the app, and I can respond directly back to you. So if you have a question or you just want to check in with me, feel free to send me a message. And don't be surprised if you see a notification up there every once in a while, because I will be checking in on you. Now we're going to switch over to My Goal down at the bottom. Just a place for you to record your weight and track your weight. Now remember, weight is not the most important factor in our program. We want to make sure you are getting healthier. That's why we take all your measurements, look at your body fat percentage, your body composition, but still not a bad idea to log this on occasion. I'm going to recommend that you don't do this more than once per week, because I don't want you to drive yourself crazy with the number on the scale, because again, it's not always the most important factor. So all you need to do here, click record your weight, go ahead and put your weight in and hit record weight. And what this is going to do is over time show you a graph. You can switch from 30, 60, and 90 days. It will show you a graph of your weight loss. Now we're going to switch over to My Plan. Okay, this is where your meal plans are going to be located. As you can see in mine, I have one loaded in here. There's 7 days in most of the meal plans. And within each day, there's typically 6 meals, so 3 snacks and a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I want you to think of this plan as a template, as a guide, as a map, as a guideline for you to follow. Don't feel like you have to follow it exactly, but if that's what you want to do, please feel free. You don't have to follow it day 1 through 7, but again, if that's what you want to do, go for it. You could select certain meals from certain days or only follow certain days and be just fine. These are all set up so that you hit the calories needed for you to lose weight. So please feel free to use any day. And like I said, mix and match the meals if that's what you want to do. To see the meals in a day, all you need to do is select that day. And it's going to bring up your plan for the day. So as you can see, it's going to tell you exactly what you're going to be doing for each meal. Here's a breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and a snack. You're going to want to pay attention to the serving sizes, because that's where your calories are going to come from. So definitely recommend that you use a food scale and measuring cups when you are preparing these meals, and you stick to this as close as possible. Now, if there's any foods in here that we don't like and we want to make an exchange for, all we do is select the food. Up in the upper right hand corner, we can hit the arrow or the blue box if you're on iPhone, and you are going to say exchange food. This is going to bring up a list of foods that you can exchange for what you selected. So as you can see, quite a few foods here since I was exchanging that salmon. So let's say I wanted to have some haddock instead. We would simply select the haddock, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at that serving size. We're now eating 5 ounces of haddock because it's going to match the calories as closely as possible to the salmon that we exchanged it for. Now, that exchange is going to stay in there, but we could go right back in and we could exchange it for something else. So maybe now we're going to have some turkey breast instead. Fantastic. Again, we're going to pay attention to the serving size. Now we're at 4 ounces of turkey breast because we're matching those calories and that protein, fat, and carbs as closely as possible. So as you can see with that one example, there's a lot of variety, and we can make those exchanges as often as we want, and we can exchange and exchange again and exchange again and find foods that we like to eat. So tons of variety, and just want to make sure you're using this again as your template. Now, if we want to change the serving size, we just go into any food and we can select, if we had more than one orange, let's say I had 3 oranges, okay, we're going to go ahead and save changes. Now I know I had those 3 oranges instead of the 1. It shows up here. My calories down at the bottom, you see, have now changed. And we can, of course, go back in and change that back to 1 orange. Save changes, all right? So I would recommend you go through here. You look at the different days. You see what meals look good to you, and make any exchanges that you see necessary, and that can kind of be your first step and get you going in the right direction. Now we have to log these meals, okay? Because we can follow this plan, but we want to make sure we're logging it so we are, recording exactly what we eat. So a couple ways to do this from my plan. If we're going to follow this entire plan exactly as it's laid out here in front of us, very easy to do. We're going to select the button in the upper right hand corner, and we're going to say add plan to log. What this is going to do is take the entire day and move it over to the log, and you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll say done. It's going to ask you if you're sure. You say yes. Now that has moved this entire day over to the log. Now let's say we didn't follow this whole day. We are just having this breakfast because we're not sure what we're going to do for the rest of the day. You can, for any meal, you can just select the pencil right here above the meal, and we can say select log date, and that's going to move just that meal over to the log. And we can also do the same thing for individual foods. So let's say I just had this bagel for breakfast, and then I wanted to add some eggs or something else in. We would click on the food, go in the upper right hand corner, and say add to log. That's going to move just that bagel over to the log. So very easy to log from the plan, move it right over, piece of cake. So now we're going to go look at my log. So we're going to select my log down at the bottom. This screen's going to show up just once. Just go ahead and tap or swipe out of it. It won't show up again. And now we can see all of the food that I ate today because I pulled it all over directly from my plan. Very easy to do. Now we can still go in here. Let's say we made a mistake and I didn't end up eating this whole bagel. Or you see I have it logged in here twice because I added over it individually. We can go in here. We can again look at the food. We could make any changes in here that we need to the serving size. And also in the upper right hand corner, again, we can remove from log if we made a mistake, or we could update the changes by hitting save changes if we needed to change the serving size. So I've already showed you how to move stuff over from my plan to my log. Very easy to do, but you can also log your own meals and also do a combination of logging from the plan and logging your own meals. I'm going to show you how to do that. So up in the upper right hand corner is that plus sign. Go ahead and select that. You're going to choose the meal that you want to log for. So I'm going to select breakfast. And then we have a couple choices here. We can go into all foods and we can search. So let's say I had an English muffin for breakfast. Whoops, would help if I spelled it right. English muffin. And here are English muffins. So let's say I had a whole wheat English muffin. I would, of course, look at the package that I have if I had the package at my house and select the appropriate serving size, make sure that that matches the nutrition information on the package, and I would just go up here and say add to log. We can also scan barcodes. So down here where it says scan or enter new food, We can hit the barcode scanner, and it's going to ask you to click up in the upper right hand corner. If you have an iPhone, it will open up your camera for you. If you have an Android, it's probably going to take you to the store, and you're going to go ahead and download a barcode scanner to use with that. So you can, upper right hand corner, say scan barcode, and I just happen to have some yogurt here with me. I'm going to show you. We can scan this barcode, and it will tell you if it is able to find it. So it found this yogurt, and you're going to select the proper category. That's a protein, and all we would need to do is we can either just save it, or we can save it and add it to the log. So I'm going to go ahead and say save and add to log, and that's going to now bring this up in this page here. I'm going to say I had one because one of these containers is 130 calories. Upper right hand corner, add to log. There we go. There's my Chobani Greek yogurt right there for my breakfast. So very easy to use. Now, once you start logging meals, you're going to have some favorite meals and some favorite foods that you're going to want to kind of be your go-to. So instead of having to pull it over from the plan or create your own meals in here and have to go in and do it every single time, you can save them as favorites. And here's how you do that. Right above the meal, where that little heart is and where it says the calories, you're just going to click that, and you're going to name it as whatever you want to name it. So let's say this is my breakfast that I love. Okay, I save that as a favorite breakfast. I can also save individual foods as favorite foods. So I can go into this Greek yogurt, upper right hand corner, save that as a favorite. That is now saved. Now, where does that go? All we do, let's say, there aren't any foods in here. Pretend that this log is empty. Or here, I'll go over to an empty one. And, instead of going into the plan and pulling foods over from there, I can now just hit the plus sign, choose which meal I want to log for, and I can select favorite meals, and all of the meals that I have saved are now in here. So I could just go right into my log, hit the plus sign, hit the meal I'm logging for, hit favorite meals, and let's say this is that favorite breakfast I love, add it to the log. There's my breakfast all in one shot. Or we can also, let's say we're logging for lunch. Here is favorite foods, and this is where you save those individual foods. Let's say I had some yogurt here because I eat this every day for my lunch, however many ounces I had. And again, we're going to say add to log, and now I'm building up my log very quickly. So as you can see, you can pull stuff over directly from the plan. You can pull over individual foods. You can do a combination of foods that you add in there and what's on the plan and really make it work for you. So the more that you use this, the easier it's going to be, and the more it's going to kind of build up your own little database and really make it work for you. You can have some go-to meals that fit within your plan, and you will be good to go. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you here is everybody's favorite. We're going to go back over to my plan, and I'm going to show you how to pull up your grocery list. Because let's say we want to follow this plan exactly. Fantastic. You would go in and make all your exchanges, figure out which days you want to follow and make your exchanges for your different meals. And all you're going to do is hit the grocery card up here in the upper right-hand corner. You say new grocery list. You select the days that you want to go shopping for, and you say done. Here is the grocery list of everything that you need to go buy and how much of each thing you need for you to stick to your plan for the week or for whichever days you choose. As you pick up the foods at the grocery store, you go ahead and select them, and they'll move down to the bottom of the list and turn blue, so then you know that you've already picked them up. So as you can see, a lot of variety. As long as you go in and make those exchanges, you can have different meals all the time. And with the log and the barcode scanner and the food database, you can really make this all yours and see a lot of great results while eating the foods that you actually enjoy. So I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you out with it any way that I can, but I really want you to just have control and over your results, and I wish you a lot of luck. So if you need anything, let me know, and I will be making another video here to show you what to do on the website as well. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much.